Good afternoon, everyone. Dr. Armstrong back with you again for my segment of Empowerment Moments and Tuesday Tips. Um, of course, I have now condensed my IGTV session, video session, as well as my podcast that I am proud to say is going all over the world at this moment. Um, and I just appreciate all of you guys listening in and getting something out of what I am imparting to you all. Um, so let me jump right into um, what I would like to get into today. Over the holiday weekend, I was blessed to be with my wife's mother and grandmother for the holiday season, Thanksgiving holiday, um, in the Maryland, D.C. area. And I must say, we had such a wonderful time. It was just a wholesome, intimate family time together. And I believe in that. I believe in that because I believe families should spend time with families, whether it's on a large, grand scale or whether it's on a small, intimate scale. It doesn't have to always be something grand for families to come together. And with that being said, I had spoke with my mother-in-law and my wife for on Friday of the Thanksgiving holiday, the day after Thanksgiving. And I said, "Yay, why don't we go down to the National Mall in DC, see if we can get into the African American Museum of History and Culture." I looked online and it said through the weekday, all you have to do is just walk in, and that on weekends you would need a pass. So of course it was a weekday, Friday, and so we jumped right to it. I was able to enrich my cultural experience for the first time in my 42 years of living, and I took the metro from a little portion of where my mother-in-law, Beltsville. I took the metro over to DC, to the National Mall, and I must say it was an experience because I've never rode on the metro. Being in this area, North Carolina, we drive everywhere just about. Um, well, yeah, except for those who use public transportation within the city, which there's no need for me to do that. Um, but with that being said, I enjoyed the metro experience of being able to catch the train and go to where you need to go. And we walked and we walked and we walked and we walked and we walked. But we were able to get into the African American Museum of History and Culture. Uh, and I have to say that, and this may not be all psychology related, there will be a little bit of it in there, in here as well, but just keep listening. I must say that the Black cultural experience that we have is so rich, diverse, and dynamic. Here you have, understand this, a people who were either sold from their native country, kidnapped from their native country, or coerced into believing that there was something better out there and taken from their native country and brought to this country, America, enslaved looked at as a piece of property, looked at as 3/5 of a person, not even a whole human being, stripped of their culture, a different culture forced upon them. Understand this, we were not Christians when we came over here. We had our own beliefs and religions in Africa. We were not Christians. Christianity was forced upon us. Please understand that. And here we are now, a people who, through overcoming slavery, overcoming racial diversity, overcoming blatant disrespect, to the point where I often use my parents a lot, because in 80 years, they have experienced a lot. In 80 years, I often hear of my father saying, hey, although we went to school with white kids, they rode the bus. We had to walk, and we were going to the same school. Some of them lived in the same area, but they had to walk to school, and they had to see their white friends pass them on a bus while they're walking to school. Do you see the diversity? Do you see the adversity that our parents, my parents, and you got to go back further than that, my grandparents had to experience? So here we are, a people enslaved, a people brought out of slavery, a people racially discriminated against, a people who somewhere along the line found a purpose. There's no other culture in America, race in America, that you will find who have been through more than the African American people. You won't find it. Okay? So I was able to, if you go on the Instagram page, I was able to take pictures and share pictures on the page as well. And while in the bookstore or gift shop, whichever one you want to call it, I found a lapel pin. I like wearing lapel pins. Okay. And there was one in there which I'm wearing today. You can't really see it, but it says purpose. Purpose. We are the only people who have found our purpose, which I want to bring that down a little bit, break that down a little bit for us even more. Purpose, it's a noun. It can be used as a noun, or it can be used as a verb. The reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists. That's the part I like. The reason for which something exists. Now, we have to look internally. I need to make this quick because my time is running out. We have to look internally and find our purpose. What is the purpose of you doing what you're doing? What is the purpose for you saying what you're saying? My purpose is to reach people, help people, touch people in a way that it will better their lives. Okay? Have you contemplated and figured out what your purpose is? We're put here, we are a triune individual, mind, body, and spirit. We're not put here to just exist. We're put here for a reason, to have an existence. There's a difference. If you are on a job, what's the reason that you got the job? If you are in school, what's the reason you got the job? What is the purpose behind it? You got married. What is the purpose behind getting married? You got divorced. What is the purpose behind getting divorced? You embarked on a new adventure in life. What is the purpose? What are you going to contribute to, number one, yourself, to number two, humanity, number three, society? What are you going to, what are you contributing? What is your reason, your purpose? Oftentimes, this is a question asked by people who seem stuck. And they want to know, they come to me, they're figuring out, well, what is my purpose? And one of the things that I tell them, and see, it's not hard to figure out your purpose. It's not hard at all to figure out what you want to do in life. It takes a made-up mind, number one. Okay, I got into ministry, I got into psychology, I got into philosophy, I got into different things in life. It's because I had the mind to do that. I wasn't sitting idle. I wasn't sitting just twiddling thumbs. I knew what I wanted. You, my friend, you have to know what you want. Now, once you figure out what you want, then you have to pursue it. And you know what? Visiting the museum is enriching. So I am enriching someone else's life because I found my purpose. And it's enriching myself because I meet people all over the United States, here in America, through my therapy practice, through telehealth practices. I see so many people. And it's enriching to me because I hear a common denominator, that there is a humanistic spirit in all of us that exists. Okay, you say, well, that's paradoxical. How can a human have a spirit? Okay, the way that a human can have a spirit is this. There is a common denominator of situations, of circumstances that exist in every form of human life, no matter where you're from. So you have to figure out your purpose. Now, with that being said, I'm here to help you to figure out your purpose. You're here. Don't just exist. Exist for a reason. Leave your mark on the world today. And trust me, when you become just a memory, when you're dead and gone and you're just a memory, that memory can last. Make lasting memories. Make your purpose real. Thank you for listening in. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. We're into the final stretch now. This is December going into 2020. Everybody's looking for clarity, right? Well, sometimes you need help with clarity. Thank you, people. Everyone enjoy your day. Take care.